Oh,
So,
make sure to go to Twitter and vote in the poll for me and Derek.
All right, let's do that now. Listeners, head over to Twitter, and we need to do something for Max.
At Bone Daddy YC and vote for Derek and Don Glover in today's Bone Daddy YC IWGC competition matchups.
So yeah, a lot of stuff there. I don't see any. I'm on his page. I don't see any voting.
You gotta scroll back a little, dude.
Holy cow, this guy. There we go. Voting for Donnie G.
Yep.
Yep, good. All good things. And Derek Dot. All right, cool. All right, good. This is like a Anyways, let's get down to business, folks. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. Anyways, welcome back, everybody, for a terrific Team Handball Tuesday edition of the Shootin' Straight Handball Podcast with JD and Max. Joey is occupied with law school, so Max is basically taking over his spot for the time being.
That man sucks.
Joey's a good man. He's doing God's work. So, anyways, Max.
God's work is not being a lawyer, JD. God's work is like healing people.
God's plan, right? That's Drake. Yeah.
God's plan, yeah. Good friend of the podcast.
Yeah, we're real close with our Canadians.
Aubrey, actually.
Anyways, so Max, what's new with you?
Not much, dude. Big vacation this weekend, actually.
Oh, vacation. Where are we headed?
Vacation. Me and my girlfriend are going to Chicago for the weekend, dude.
Max with a girlfriend. That's the...
Dangerous. You never want to see that, JD. You have never seen that before, buddy.
I have never lived through something. And I'll let everybody know this, that if you bring a girlfriend... This is a known fact outside of, I think, there's only been one person that this rule has not applied with. Soon to be two, I guess. Brett. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, the rule stands that, again, small sample size, but if you bring your significant other to, I think it's more specific, an away handball tournament, you will marry that woman. Done. It's proven. There was one situation where they broke up and then didn't date for like a year, got back together, and then got engaged. So, crazy things.
Wait, who?
D. Philly.
Philly? I don't know who that is.
Derek Philly?
Oh, Derek Philly? He's engaged now?
Yeah.
That dude was weird.
Derek's a cool guy. He made me a custom lacrosse stick, so shout out to Derek.
Shout out to Derek Philly. Good goalie.
Anyways, so you guys are going to Chicago, the Beantown. How about this? So Jeremy is moving to Columbus this weekend. You want to bring back some stuff with him?
I'm taking my little Subaru, so I don't think that's an option, but...
Okay, all right.
I do... Jeremy, who will be a starter for the Columbus Armada at Pivot, probably.
That's the hope. Do you know if we're live on Twitch right now?
You want to check?
Yeah, because Folks, I changed some settings. I don't know what's going on now because I'm not getting any votes. It says we are streaming, but clearly we are not. So,
are you Handball Guy 93 still?
Yeah, son of a gun. All right. Well, point is,
son of a gun, we are not live.
We can still have the recording. Hopefully, if we don't jack that up. Says Twitch. Says we're.
You have a lot of followers.
I do. People, ladies love me.
I mean, you're married, JD, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, I don't know any women. But, all right, so we're just going to do this. No live audience. No live studio audience. And we'll call it a short show.
Makes it better for this.
Yeah,
what? I'm cool with that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out for next time. I'm getting real sick and tired of...
we can do like a tight 30 for this. You know what that means?
It means real tight 30.
In the business, that means 30 minutes.
All right. So we're already 4 minutes in, so we gotta get this show on the road. So we got some topics. We're probably not gonna cover all of them. We'll hit them hard and fast. Max already talked about going to Chicago real quick. Pizza of choice in Chicago. Where are you going?
So I have actually never had deep dish before. I'm
God
really
bless.
undecided between Lou Malnati's or the other guy. Which should I go to? I'm not going to Uno.
Uno's, that's, I mean, a chain. That's not. You're not getting
Yeah,
the
I'm not going there.
experience. So
Yeah.
I'm a personally a Giordano's fan. Giordano's, and I
Yeah,
like the
that's
cornmeal
the
crust. Jeremy, he's a big Lou Malnati guy. There's also, it's like Blue Whale or something like that.
I'm not. That sounds sus.
It's pretty highly ranked. I don't like it as much. It was kind of like off the cuff. Last time I was in Chicago, Kaylee and I went to some underground like tavern place that makes. They basically make a pizza in a bowl, and then they cook the dough around the bowl in the oven, and then they just come out and they serve it to you, and they flip it over, and so it's literally like pizza soup. It's pretty wild.
Interesting.
It was very
How was your pizza, buddy?
European pizza.
No, your pizza, your underground pizza.
Oh, Wizard of Za. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, it met up with the hype. You know,
really?
Yeah.
I did not think it would meet 10 months worth of hype.
It was only 6 months of waiting, but
dude, I won't wait 6 months for anything inclusive of pizza.
Well,
Pizza's an hour type.
The thing is, I forgot about it. You know, like I signed up on a wish list, and he told me, yeah, you're 2,200 something in line. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he sends me my message like 2 weeks ago. Like, yo, man, you want your pizza? You got to get it in the next 3 days. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm getting pizza. So
that is quick, my man.
it's pretty solid. And they're literally like just have a pizza oven inside of a fusion. So like, go get your sushi, get a pizza.
Oh, so it's like a ghost. It's like a ghost kitchen.
Yeah. I mean,
which fusion is it?
Clintonville.
Oh, that's close to me.
Yeah, it's in between you and your parents. There you go.
Yeah.
And they open up for business to the public, I think, next week. Shout out Wizard of Za.
Oh, can we shout out my parents today? It's my dad's birthday.
Happy birthday to Mr. Mike Littman.
Thank you. I got him a book about bourbon for his birthday. He's pretty happy.
Big bourbon guy? Big
bourbon guy.
Angel's
Name me
Envy?
the bourbon man I am. I like Angel's Envy.
I don't know what that's I think Pappy Van Winkle.
The book I got him was about Pappy. He does not have any Pappy, and I cannot buy any.
My neighbor's a big Pappy Van Winkle hunter. He's always having us enter the lotteries. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I enter the lotteries. Yeah.
Yeah, he always has us enter the lotteries for him. So.
Your neighbor, the one who beat his child in front of me.
Look, I didn't see it. The thing is see something, say something. So you said something to me. I'm now aware of it. I haven't seen anything. So
I think a lot of us said something to you, JD, because we saw it 3 or 4 times.
I didn't see it. Anyways, moving along. So as you can see, no special guests tonight. We're trying to hit this hot, heavy 30 tight 30. I'll figure it out by the end of the episode. So, Max, you want to recap USA Team Handball? USA Team Handball's saga with their trip to World Championships?
Let's do it. So as you guys know, I'm the biggest USA fan. And to start off, I was not selected to be a coach on the team, and that was going to be okay. It was disappointing for me as an American, as a patriotic man, as a Jewish man. I would have been the first Jewish American team handball player coach in the United States history.
Well, okay, coach, yeah, because we have some Israeli guys that have been on the team. So.
Yeah, player, coach, yeah. And to be a Jew in that position, I think it really weighs on me. You know, like there's a lot of pressure on me. To be a Jewish man playing handball is really something quite remarkable.
I just had an idea.
In the US,
just don't. I was just thinking of like gang signs. You keep talking about Jews, and I was like, is there like a Star David gang sign we could make with our fingers that's never been done before?
there are people they're Jewish girls that do it. It's like this.
This one?
Yeah, it's like you make the triangle and then you make another triangle. I can never do it right. Yeah, it's like this. Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
New game.
All right, cool. Continue. Sorry,
you're fine. You're fine, buddy.
All about the games.
So there's only 100 handball players in the U.S. Of this 100, probably 10 are Jewish. So that's one of the 10. Like it's a pretty big deal.
I think 10's generous.
Because there was a UNC guy. There was me. There's Isaac. There's Jeb.
Oh, I didn't realize Jeb was Jewish. I think you're thinking of Truman. Truman went to Virginia.
Yeah, I liked that kid. He wears yarmulke. Anyway,
he was also the mascot for Virginia. He was the Cavalier.
He was the Ram?
Dude, they're the Cavaliers.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking of UNC.
He went to the Final Four. He won a national championship as the mascot.
He did not win the national championship.
He was
his team.
He was helping him hype him up, you know?
Did he get a ring? Did he get a ring?
I will ask him. I'm writing it down.
If you get a ring, you're allowed to say that you won.
Right. Heck, let's text. Screw this. All right, we're not live, so I'll just text him right now.
Do it.
All right, keep going.
If he doesn't reply during this episode, we'll splice it in at the end.
I bet he will. Keep going.
So anyways, the United States goes to their training camp in Denmark prior to the World Handball Championships. Pretty big deal. One of the first times, like, the team is almost entirely European. There's 3 American guys. Expectations, I'd say, were fairly high. Like, I thought a lot of people, myself included, thought that the U.S. could at least finish in 3rd in their group and beat Austria. I had money on the U.S. beating Austria. I think that a lot of people in the handball community were excited to see what the USA could do with their Euro roster, because this was not going to be the same American team that, like, has struggled with Cuba and stuff like that. Like, this American team was serious, built to win, new coaching staff. J.D. Orr himself on the coaching staff as team manager, and Robert.
Let's get that right. Assistant to the assistant team manager.
Yeah, pretty big deal for J.D. One of he's had a lot of big shots. It's another big shot in his career. So the team goes to Denmark. Expectations pretty good, and they have a great training camp. They scrimmage a Danish team. They narrowly lose to the Danish team, and I think it only raised expectations. They lost to the Danish first. It was first division, right, JD?
Yeah, they were lower in the table, but still first
doesn't matter. They lose to a first division Danish team by 2, and people are saying Austria's on notice. Austria is on what we call pack watch in the handball.
Let me say something too about that game. Is that I don't think we were. I wouldn't say that we weren't trying to win, but we were trying out a lot of options. So there was a lot of strategy going into seeing how our team was going to compete. So take that for what it's worth.
Even better. So the USA then keeps going, and unfortunately, the day before they were supposed to leave to go to Egypt, a man on the USA team by the name of Donald Julian Orr, not Julian Donald Orr, Donald Julian.
Good clarification.
Informs that he rapid tested positive for COVID pandemic 19. And this is an issue, a big issue. The issue compounded the next day when something like 18 of the traveling party tested positive for the pandemic, despite the fact that it's totally false pandemic and does not exist. Much of the team tested positive. And the Handball Federation's idea was it wasn't the whole team. They could put a ragtag team of people and Coach J.D. Orr, who, despite having already tested positive, miracles have happened before. We're going to go to Egypt.
Go on.
J.D., we're getting there. J.D. was going to be the head coach of this ragtag band of Kofifi in resistant individuals, but upon showing up in Cairo, Egypt, at the Cairo International Falafel Airport,
you missed the part where I tested negative, so that I was allowed to travel.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. JD also tested negative after that, so his status was actually up in the air. We didn't actually know; we just assumed. But upon arriving in Egypt, J.D. Orr tests positive for COVID. And now J.D. Orr is deported from Egypt on a plane to Germany, causing an international incident between Egypt and Germany because Germans did not consent to this. An international incident so large that on the current Wikipedia page for German-Egypt relations, J.D. Orr is mentioned as an American individual who was forced to Germany without the country's consent. And unfortunately, then the USA had to withdraw. We were replaced by Switzerland. The Swiss had a good showing, but not as good as the U.S. would have had. And the tournament goes off with several hitches. Denmark eventually wins, as we all know would. Their goalie and me and JD's good friend, Gudmarnderson.
No. That's Iceland coach. Nicholas Landin's who he's thinking of. We're big fans at the Ohio State Club of Gudmunderson. Big fans of him.
Yeah, huge Gudmunder guy. Like, Iceland Handball Federation is my second favorite behind Qatar in front of the USA. I hate Qatar. That was a joke. They have slavery there. Anyways, so JD created an international incident. The USA did not play. JD could have been the USA's head coach and led us to victory, which would have cemented his spot in worldwide infamy. And instead, nothing happened. And here we are. JD is back in America after having COVID virus. He almost died. He was on a ventilator for 3 weeks. He was in a vegetative state. his wife had already talked about leaving him, but somehow he pulled through in the last waning days. After that, me and JD dressed in sweatsuits and went to a local establishment with pins together, where I was sexually harassed by multiple 50-year-old women.
All right. We just went through a lot of stuff, and I think the listeners have asked me for a little more detail on our trip, and I think we're going to give them a little bit more detail on our pins trips. So let me recap a little.
So how about you fill in the details for your trip? I'll fill in pins.
Deal. And do not hold back on the pins portion. Hopefully we can get this in. I'll talk fast so we can get this in. We got to get this in 15 minutes to meet our tight 30.
You know what? You got 10, I'll take 5.
Okay, fine. All right. Keep me on clock watch. So, as Max said, we're in Denmark. I test positive, quick test. I go into isolation in Denmark. It was great. Food was great in Denmark. No complaints there. Just kind of did a lot of pacing in my room. It's real like prison-like. You do some push-ups. You open the window, it cracks open. You kind of sniff the fresh air. Then you go back to your bed. Repeat. TV's all in Danish. Moving on. So I'm, going to bed on. I wake up the morning of the 11th. They wake me up early every day. I'm going to bed at about 6 p.m. right after dinner. So I could get, 6 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep before Ohio State plays Alabama in the national championship game at 2 a.m. So they call me at 6:30 saying, hey, get up, come down here, and you tested negative. So now we're in this whole chaotic mess. 18 people in our group tested positive. I was the only coach that tested negative. So Robert, head coach, was like, JD.
You were going to be head coach, JD.
Yeah, there's a lot of up in the air what could have been, but there was a chance there. So he's like, we got to get you packed up, coordinate everything, and get you out of here. So my original flight was for the 12th at 6 a.m., so I was set to leave our hotel at 4 a.m. So I basically stayed up, packed, watched the first half of the OSU game, got on my taxi to the airport, and left for Cairo. Upon arriving in Cairo, on our flight from Frankfurt to Cairo, I noticed Magnus Wieslander, the handball player of the 20th century, was sitting behind me. Pretty cool guy.
Big Magnus guy, eh?
I just casually chatted with him a little bit.
We all know Magnus Wieslander here, JD.
Yeah, big American fans of Magnus. Anyway, so they got this whole big thing on the plane, like you're with handball, get off the back of the plane, blah, blah, blah. We got on a special little bus that takes us to a special part of the airport. You walk in, it's this whole grand entrance and stuff. It was pretty cool. We had reporters coming up to us and everything. They're literally just stuffing microphones in my face, like, hey, what's going on, this. I'm like, dude, I haven't had any Wi-Fi, I don't have any communication with the team, I am in the dark. So what you know is what I know. And they wanted me to say that we were going to beat Norway, and I was like, no, I'm not going to say that. So I'm not here for locker room material.
I've tried to tell you that. I tried telling you that, and you wouldn't even do it.
You can't get me, can't get it out of me. So then we had to take a COVID test to enter into the bubble. So they, I've had 4 different methods of COVID tests done, with the one in Egypt that was the worst by far. Was they did a back of the throat swab, which is a thicker Q-tip. And then they shove it in the same swab, so they go once in your mouth, and they take the same one, and they shove it in your nose to your brain. It was very painful. But anyways, the quick test version came back positive, so they put me in a room, and they said, we'll get back to you here in a bit. Well, 6 hours went by, and nobody got back to me until the guy, and keep this in mind, that they took my passport as soon as I got off the plane. So I've not had my passport now for, I think it was almost 10 hours. But it's now 2 a.m. of the 12th or the 13th, and the guy comes back. He's like, "Hey, you tested positive. You have to leave the country right now." Picks up my stuff, walk outside. It was right out of a movie. We're in the middle of this desert, pitch black, nothing going around, and this van just comes up, power slides right into us, and he's like, "Get in the van." I'm like, dude, I'm not getting in this van if you're not getting in this van.
Yeah, because usually, JD, you're the one forcing kids into vans. You're not the one getting the van
exactly. Me and my white minivan. Anyway, so he and I get in the van. We start driving off. Well, then he gets out. He's like, just wait here. And then the driver gets out, and I'm like, where the heck am I? I'm looking around, blacked out windows. I'm starting to freak out now. The guy with my passport doesn't get back in the van, but the driver does, and he starts driving off. So little hectic there, but eventually we stop, and a different guy opens the door. He's like, get your stuff, get on this plane. And I see we're at the back of a plane, we're on the tarmac. And I just I'm like, okay. So I take all my check bags, and I told him, I was like, these don't fit up there. He's like, I don't care. So I take them up. The flight attendant's like, these bags won't fit. I'm like, look, deal with him. So they're starting to argue. And then, we get it all figured out. And I'm like, hey, excuse me, where's this flight headed? And she's like, what do you mean, where's this flight headed? I was like, I was not given any information about, I didn't get a ticket. I wasn't told where I was going. I was just told I had to leave the country. She's like, are you kidding me? I was like, no. So we're headed to Frankfurt, Germany. So upon arrival in Frankfurt, we had a whole police and medical entourage waiting for me, and they pretty much took me off the plane. Doctor came on, checked my blood oxygen level, checked my temperature, everything was fine. I only had a stuffy nose for like a couple of days. That was the extent of my symptoms.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, real rough life. But then the police took me and basically questioned me for a couple hours because they didn't know why I was there, because the Egyptians never gave them my positive test result, so it was just word of mouth. And I was like, I still have my negative test result from Denmark, so can you please allow me to travel? And Germans being Germans, there's not much compromise. It's very by the book. So they basically said, you have two options. You can either quarantine or you can take another test. And I was like, hey, let's roll the dice. Maybe it'll be another negative. So we walked 20 minutes through the airport to the other area that had the COVID testing. My full police entourage with me. Get the test done. Wait another 8 hours for the test. Comes back positive. So now I have a second shift police crew there, and they're in full hazmat suits. And they're like, all right, so now you have to go to a hotel. And I was like, who's paying for this hotel? And they're like, well, probably you. And I was like, look,
probably.
I was like, give me the cheapest hotel you can get. And they're like, okay, so you want to stay with the homeless and the crackheads? And I was like, let's go.
That is a JD different.
It is a move I would normally do. Frankfurt seemed like a nice town. Like I'd probably survive, but I was like, let's just go one step above.
I with you at the Knights Motel in Libertyville, Indiana. I had a cockroach crawl across my leg.
What was this?
My freshman year, 2016 Miami Red Hawk Classic.
Why'd you guys? Whatever.
You were there too, bro.
I didn't stay in no hotel in Indiana.
Motel.
Whatever. I was not.
Sure. Continue.
Okay. So then they take me 4 more hours go by. They take me to the hotel. So we get to the hotel at 7 p.m. on the 13th. So I haven't slept since 7 a.m. on the 11th. So it was a long stretch there. But anyways, I basically sat in quarantine for 6 days. Had to fight with some of the U.S. Team Handball people because they didn't want me to leave for another couple of weeks. And I was like, I'm getting out of here as soon as the German authorities will let me, and which they were allowing me to leave on the 18th. And so the problem was that he notified the hotel, but the hotel didn't notify all shifts. So I tried to leave at 6 a.m. And when I leave my room, I take my key card, and then I go out to the elevator. Well, the doors to the elevator are taped off. There's signs posting that if you try to open the door, it'll set off an alarm for the whole building. So I'm like, oh, great. So I tried to go back to my room. They never activated my key card because they never wanted me to leave my room. So now I'm trapped in the hallway. So I email the front desk, like, hey, can you help me? So they call my room, and I'm like, I'm trapped in the hallway. I can't answer the phone. So then the lady comes up. She gives me a card. Go into your room. I'll call you. She calls me, and she's like, I'm third shift. I don't know what your deal is. Wait for the manager. So we wait another couple hours for the manager. He comes in. He's like, oh, yeah, of course, you're allowed to leave. We just got to wait for the maintenance guy to come and deactivate all the alarms. Wait another couple hours, deactivates the alarms. I literally have to rip the tape off the doors to get out. And then they're like, do you want a cab or, whatever, we can get you to the airport? I was like, screw you guys. I'm walking. I walked through the snow to the airport.
You walked to the airport.
Yeah, shocker, right?
Unreal.
Yeah, and that that was pretty much it. So it was a wild ride. So if you got questions about the story, we'll be making a feature-length film here in the next couple of years. I'll be played by Seth Rogen. I think that's a fitting character for me.
Let's see that. Wait, who plays me, JD? I want Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. Why do I know that name? But I know
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. Okay. Yeah. I think you're more of a.
You cool with that?
I think that could work. It's close. It's
close. Who do you want? Who do you think's better?
That's why I'm stuck. There's a guy I just can't. I'm thinking more like a Charlie Day.
I'm okay with that, actually. I'm cool with that. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right. Anyways, I am right on my 10 minutes there. So boom. Now it's your turn.
That's a great 10, JD. And let me just say a couple things about your story. You did not pay for your hotel. You defrauded the German
government. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. They said, yeah, we don't even know your first name. You're free to leave. I was like, deuces. So
if anyone hearing this knows of the plight of JD Orr in Frankfurt and the hotel not being paid, please turn him in.
I also lived on granola bars and sandwiches and disgusting bananas for a week, so... Anyways.
Because you were too cheap to get pizza or anything. You could have ordered it.
I ordered pizza one night, and that was like 20 euros. I was like, I'm not doing this again. So,
dude, I would have been living like a fat cat. I would have been drunk as fuck all week. Like, I would not stop drinking.
I'm a different kind of survivalist. So, anyways, Max, why don't you tell us about our trip with the tracksuits for old Jimbo Slice's birthday?
It was Columbus Armada legend Jimmy's birthday, and Jimmy's a great guy, great player for the Armada. He was in town, and for his birthday, tradition is everyone wears tracksuits. So I put on my delicious leopard tracksuit, courtesy of Jewish man Jeb.
Full chest hair exposed. It was beautiful.
And one thing about me you folks might not know is I'm a pretty hairy individual.
Big arm hair guy. Yeah.
Big arm hair, big chest hair, big beard. Like I'm just a hairy guy. You know, it's a Jewish thing. Sam Diamond is Jewish too, JD. We forgot him.
True.
Big Jewish guy. So my chest hair is showing, right? This tracksuit is not zipped up all the way because I'm going out of it.
It's basically completely unzipped.
Yeah, pretty much. And at some point at Pin's restaurant in Dublin, a group of 50-year-old women came up to us. And they were enchanted by all of our tracksuits, and we were attractive young men.
Now, not to mention, we're rolling like 10 tracksuits deep.
Yeah, like we are very deep in the tracksuit department. It's not just me. JD is here. Everyone's here. Jeb is looking fantastic. Jimmy looks delightful. Who's all here?
They thought Jimmy was a rapper known as Young Gravy.
Young Gravy, yes. And so they take a picture with us, and lady next to me, out of nowhere, pinches my behind. My own butt was pinched. Disgusting. And you know what? That is not the worst that happened that night.
That night escalated.
Later on, we were by another entrance to the facility, and another group of women wanted a picture with us. And one of the women in front of her husband, where the picture came up to me, grabbed me by the chest hair. I've never been grabbed by the chest hair before, JD. This was very firm chest hair grabbing. And she says, you know what she says, JD?
I don't remember what she said.
She says, rawr. Rawr. And then slaps my ass, and then pulls me close by the chest hair and slaps my ass again, and then lets me free. It was one of the most disturbing moments of my life. I didn't know if I was going to make that or not.
Anyways, so that was your piece of the puzzle, but let's recap on the Jimmy Turner saga.
So Turner was should we talk about the little card?
Yeah, I'm all systems go on this. We've gone off the cuff here.
A group of three rather portly women came up to our group, and we have nothing against portly women. Don't get me wrong. But of the three portly women, there was them and one attractive woman, what we say. And one of the portly women is talking to Jimmy, convinces us all to take a picture with her and as Young Gravy. And we do. And then as they're leaving, one of the portly women, the ringleader of the Portleys, gave Jimmy a business card. And said, well, it looked like a business card.
And everybody thought it was a business card.
Yes, and leaves. And we didn't know if the friend was one of the other portly women or was it the attractive woman. We had no idea.
But it had her name and phone number on it. On one side, it just has her name and phone number, and we're like, oh, cool. Way to go, Jimmy, you got a number. But then you turn it over, and it said hashtag I masturbate, but it said it in like a weird way, so you didn't.
It took you a minute. It was like IMA SPERBA.
It was subtle. It was
exclamation.
Subtle. It was subtle. So yeah, so it was real weird. I mean, it was weird. And as that's unfolding, literally simultaneously, girls from across the bar order around shots for everybody. So then they come over and they want pictures taken with the group. And then one of the another person in our cohort's group, his girlfriend was hammered, so she sits down with a random group of people and she buys them a round of shots, and then goes into this like basically mental breakdown. So then they leave, but they then take Turner to go hang out with them because they're like, "You think my friend's cute?" So then he sits down, and then it ends up being real weird because like he's like talking with this girl, and this weird guy's got his hands all over her. It was like uncomfortable, and he was stuck with them for like 2 hours. We had to rescue him. It was bad. It was bad. But and then Max, why don't you tell him the recap, the final cherry on the top of the evening as we were trying to leave.
One sec.
This man's busy with his real friends, telling them, hey, that tight 30 was a little bit.
No, it was a little work. So while we're leaving, a individual comes over while Jimmy is chatting up this attractive Ohio State woman.
Who is a friend of Rusty's.
Who is a friend of Rusty Craycraft, almost murdered me, yes. This is important. She worked at Marcello's with him. So, and her friend was named after an airport, like legitimately after an airport. Can't get over that part.
Well, it was like Caller, Killer.
No, this girl's name was like this girl's name was something Mel.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was definitely like Connor. I think it was Connor.
It was Connor. Yeah, it was Connor. It was Connor. So, this man comes up to us and he says to Connor, who Jimmy's still talking to. It's been an hour plus at this point. They're very into each other. And this man says, "Hey, my friend wants to know if you think his haircut is good." And she says, "What?" And he points over at a group of 3 of his friends. And now just to set the scene, all 3 of them happen to be African American. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, just setting the scene. And she was like, "What?" And he was like, "My friend wants to know if you think his fade looks good." And she was like, "No, like, okay." And I was perhaps intoxicated. Perhaps I walked over to the group and I unzipped my shirt all the way down. Perhaps I said to this man, "I think your fade looks beautiful." And they reacted rather poorly. This man reacted more in a what the fuck kind of manner, in which he said to me, "What the fuck?" They did not enjoy it. The chest hair was all the way out. And he said, like, "Stop with the gay shit." And I said, "You asked, I answered. Like, you had your friend come over. I just want to tell you I love the fade." And they accused me of perpetrating gay shit again. Their words, not mine. I once again, I absolutely do not support any of this. And perhaps, well, we were getting ready to leave. Their friend came over again and made it clear that we should leave. And perhaps we left rather quickly.
No, you forgot the piece where he started. You did not include the part where you were egging him on to start a fight.
Oh, yeah, no, I forgot. I also tried to start a fight with him, yes.
Because Max continually asked him if he wanted to do coke.
I forgot. I'm sorry,
is this a joke?
Oh, yeah, no, that's the best part. So the guy came back over, and he said to me, "Is this a joke?" And I said, "You want coke?" Joke and coke sound very similar. It's a homonym. And he said, "Is this a joke again?" And perhaps I said,